Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Andy.
We're in the backyard.
Backyard hanging. That's what we're doing.
Welcome to the backyard hang.
Daytime.
Daytime pod in a different spot, as we've covered, because
I got the worst spot.
You do have a
Do you
bad
guys,
spot.
everybody see that? How my spot's the
I
worst?
feel
You're
like
in
you
a
could
bad
be
spot.
shaded with
so
another
hot.
gymnastics mat.
Oh, maybe I should get an umbrella like the other day.
A little parasol.
We have another
hold an
mat
umbrella.
somewhere
I think if we,
Wow.
I don't know if the mat would do the trick, but
because it's sun so high in the
if-
I'll
sky.
work
yeah,
on it.
we could hang a mat.
Sun's getting pretty high.
Well, everyone's
Wasn't that how
talking.
they stopped making the Hulk being the Hulk?
Everyone's talking about like a cowboy today. You guys
guys wanna hear the rundown?
I'd love to hear the rundown.
On today's episode, I'm on Reddit now. I'm the #1 Reddit guy. I'm going to talk about a new,
Oh, wow, okay.
new Reddit lane I like.
Yeah.
Also got a shout out from the Backyard Gang. Going to talk about dog patio etiquette. Tommy has a new segment called Could You Rather? Look at that twist.
Huge twist.
Tommy also going to give us a recap of Harper's birthday and the Simone Biles Gold Across America tour. And Alex, you've got a non-update update.
I got a non-update. That's an update. It's not an update. It's not an update, but it's an update. Even do you know, I got more of that goose. I didn't get her the goose, but I was like, I'm going to get her a goose.
Yeah.
I talked about getting her a goose, and then I can't tell you, I don't even have enough fingers to count how many people wrote in that was like,
Really?
this is where you get a goose.
Everybody told you how to get a goose.
Everyone was like, I can get you a goose. And I want to say off the top, I'm very grateful for these people writing in, suggesting ways for me to get a goose, sending in pictures of them standing next to geese. But I maintain I found the geese as well. The issue is getting one in California that is not $200 to ship a 100-pound goose across the country. That's the issue that we have. But
Because they're so heavy?
They're so heavy. But I'm grateful to everyone saying, hey, I got Candy Davis wrote in. She said, you got to get in these. Apparently, there's geese Facebook groups.
Oh, yeah. Get a I mean, do you think about joining one of those just for fun?
You know what? Just for the memes alone, I think it's worth getting into the goose Facebook
I thought that you
group.
said the only goose you found was $700.
I didn't say the only one. I said they're like, and a little hyperbole here, guys, but they are expensive. You find them all across the country, and they're A, marked up, and B, the shipping. I mean, what are we talking about here?
I don't know.
The heaviest. I don't even know I could pick it up and get it inside once it gets here.
So you didn't look into this.
I
it
looked
sounds.
into it.
Are they
I
really
looked in.
100 pounds? They look small to be 100 pounds.
A real one?
I would guess they're
stone
30
goose?
pounds.
No, you've never picked up
25
concrete
pounds.
before, my man.
I picked up concrete way more than you've
You've
picked
never.
up concrete.
I don't know that you've ever picked up concrete.
My first job out of college, I tested concrete.
I had that job before you had that job. And also,
I would make these cylinders like this high, like we fill it up with concrete, and then you would break them, break it. This is a 1 week break. This is a 2 week break. This is a 3 week break.
yeah.
Yeah, I did the slump cones. I did all the concrete testing.
What's the slump cone?
Slump cone is, when they pour the concrete out of the truck, they want to pour it really wet so it flows really smoothly. But if you make it too wet, it's not good for the building. So you put it in this cone, and then you lift the cone off of it, and then you measure how far the concrete goes down. And it's usually around 2 inches is acceptable. And if it's more than that, you're like, you got to take this whole truck back to the concrete plant and put more rocks and stuff in it. It's too wet. And the men running it were not happy when a 22-year-old Andy Woodhull was like, hey, you guys got to do this over.
Yeah.
Was this when you had a job?
Yeah, this is when I had a job.
So you're just telling people to take all full truckloads of...
Yeah, full truckloads. And they would be like, I've been doing this for 50 years. And I'm like, no, I've been doing this for 2 months. And my boss said if it's over 2 inches, you got to go back.
Yeah, when you started the story, I thought you were going to tell us what a blue-collar man used to be, not a fucking white-collar dork over here, dude.
Sorry, I'm making it so buildings don't crumble to the ground by making them follow the codes.
Batting 1,000 too, I think, right?
Yeah, none of the buildings that I oversaw have crumbled to the ground.
Have we checked on that? I don't know.
No.
Let's look into that. Also, you tell me if this is true. You're a podcast #1 concrete guy now all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I heard
I know quite a bit more about
I heard
concrete
that
than you.
when they were making the Hoover Dam, is when they were pouring the concrete, they could not stop pouring the concrete because it would compromise the structural integrity of the dam. And so if someone fell in, they were dead. And so there are multiple dead bodies within the concrete of the Hoover Dam because if you fell in, they had to keep going. Is there any truth to once you start pouring, you gotta
J.
keep...
Edgar Hoover's in there. That's how they named it.
I heard J. Edgar
Well,
Hoover.
I took that tour just like you probably took and learned that information. I took it when I was probably 18 years old. I don't really remember.
Me on everything.
I don't really remember. I do remember they said that people died. They're like people did die building it. I don't know if it was because they couldn't stop pouring the concrete. I would imagine it was just because they're like, and people died. You know, they didn't have a lot of rules back then.
I feel like my thing is more plausible than your thing. They were just like, whatever.
Yeah, some people are
What's
dead.
the thing for the people like that were building like the Golden Gate Bridge or whatever, where did they have a tool on them that was meant to if they fall, they throw it into the water beneath them to break the water up before they land on it?
Like the bubbles the divers dive into when they aerate the water? Similar situation?
Similar situation. You just don't want to hit a solid, so you want it to be rippling and waving. And I thought that there was some, I didn't take any tour. I've been on that bridge. Right. I've seen Full House. What's difficult about it
is how are you going to get the thing? How are you going to get the thing that you are trying to get in the water before you, ahead of you? You know, you fall, you have this thing, tough to get it.
No, it's going to move at the same speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, everything falls at the same speed in a vacuum. Not like in non-vacuums, that thing will fall faster than you.
Like a vacuum cleaner?
Regular air vacuum.
I don't know enough about enough to push back on this. But...
If you add extra to it, maybe it would. But I think if you jump, well, I guess it's how it's getting caught and stuff. I don't know.
This turned into a fucking NPR podcast.
But definitely if you throw it, it'll get there before you.
It'll get there before you.
Because there's some
speed it up.
Force behind it.
On a moving train.
So it seems really tough. I think instead of this thing that you are pitching for these people to stay alive, they should have a tool that hooks them onto the bridge.
Oh, good tool.
Yeah. What about a tool that just hooks them onto the bridge?
Maybe a carabiner, would you say?
What if they all had those guns Batman has?
This is Andy's thinking about a real boss where he's like, we'll just hook them to the bridge, and then they're standing there and there's fucking nothing. They're like, well, we haven't built it yet.
There's nothing to hook us onto.
Well, you hook it onto the, you know.
Oh, how about we go back to
a little bit at a time?
Let's go back to a time where
don't build it from the middle to the edge.
Let's go back to
I start in the middle.
When men were men. The picture of those guys just eating lunch on the
lazy.
The beans.
That's what I think. Lazy.
Oh, lazy. So you are a boss. You know, I was watching a little thing about that famous photo where it's all the men eating lunch on the beam.
It's fake.
It's a real photo, but they have no idea who took that photo.
Is that right?
Yeah, because there were multiple photographers there, and it was so long ago. There's no record. So
can they just see whose phone it's on?
You know, they should check. But can you imagine? That's one of the most famous photographs in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Someone took it, and they get no credit for taking it.
Yeah, no credit.
No credit.
No credit.
I say give credit. Now, what else we got on this here? Rundown?
Well, you know, I'm on Reddit now.
You're a big Reddit guy.
I'm on Reddit now. I'm looking at Reddit. And
doing a lot of AMAs.
I found that I do a lot of AMAs on there. I was on this one AMA. It has these things called anti-jokes.
Okay, yeah.
You ever hear anti-jokes?
I know. I'm familiar with what it is.
Is this alt comedy?
Anti-jokes. Can I give you one?
Yes.
Okay. Ask me if I'm a horse.
You a horse?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Wait,
I must have read 100 of them.
Wait, so
I get it. How does it work on Reddit?
Is the joke you have to get someone to ask you of a horse, or are you just waiting until someone asks you if you're a horse in casual conversation?
Well, I mean, that's just an example. So the joke is you say something that sounds like the setup of a joke, but then you don't do a joke back.
But is it a call and response on Reddit, or someone includes the whole thing in like the
post? The whole thing's included. Like it's a joke written out. You know, jokes get written out sometimes like one thing, and then the next thing. Like here's another example. What did the elephant say when his trunk got cut off?
What?
Ah, why'd you do that?
Oh God,
pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Man, I love these anti-jokes.
Well,
two guys walked into a bar.
They're still supposed to elicit a laugh, right?
Yeah, it's still supposed to.
They're killing with Andy.
Yeah.
I think they're funny.
Yeah, they're killing with Andy.
So why'd you do that?
The anti is, I don't get the anti part.
Because it's not
a punchline. It's just like the real. There's no twist.
It's just a fact.
There's no twist. It's like an actual answer.
It's an anti-joke.
I mean,
there is a twist with an elephant yelling words.
Yeah, he can talk.
Well, that's a bad example. That's not what
Not
we're
all of
talking
them are
about.
perfect.
Yeah.
I find I like finding jokes on there.
There's
Do you just make them?
There's
jokes?
an old.
Do
you know the old joke where a horse walks into a bar, bartender says, "Why the long face?" Horse says, "I have cancer."
Yeah,
Pretty
that's an
good.
anti-joke.
That's an
what we're
anti-joke,
talking
right?
about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Pretty
Post that
good.
on Reddit. Get on Andy's
Yeah,
anti-joke.
Get on the
thread.
anti-joke.
Did you follow the
I follow
thread?
the thing. I'm into these anti-jokes.
You gotta get on there.
Send me your anti-jokes. It's my new thing. I like them. I read one good joke too. Let me see if I can remember it. Well, it's kind of a wild one. You guys want to hear kind of a wild joke?
Yeah.
It's a little bit offensive to Alaskans too. Are you guys okay about that?
Oh, well, you're big in Alaska, Andy. I don't know if you want to
Alex
do
has
that.
already
Alaska shirt
offended
right
one
now.
person in Alaska.
This guy living in Alaska, and the police show up at his door, and they go, "Hey, we got some good news, some bad news, and some great news.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to hear first?" And the guy goes, "I'll hear the bad news first, I guess." And they're like, "Well, your wife got in a kayaking accident. We found her body at the bottom of the river. She's dead. That's the bad news."
That is
and the
bad
guy's
news.
like, "Oh my God, what's the good news?" And they go, there was 25 30-pound Alaskan king crabs attached to her body, as well as 40 Dungeness crabs attached to her body. And we've been looking into it, and it seems like you're going to get a share of the catch. That's the good news. And the guy goes, "What's the great news?" And they said, "We're pulling her out of the water again tomorrow."
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I don't think that's
Just
offensive.
jokes on it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, where are you hearing these jokes? Where do you hear that joke?
Well, I don't know how to use Reddit quite yet, but I go on there and I see
Jokes?
like the beginning of a joke, and I'm like, I want to hear the rest of this joke.
Oh yeah, there are ones that are just jokes,
Yeah.
like street jokes.
I'm on these joke ones.
Yeah, until you're on
I'm having
anti-jokes.
fun, man. I'm just laughing.
Reddit was like, if you like anti-jokes, you might like jokes.
Like jokes.
Man, wait till you see jokes.
Facts
bro.
are funny.
I've had enough anti-jokes. I want to hear some jokes.
That's
pretty
pretty
fun.
Just off a cursory Google, I'm not finding this thing that I talk about for these guys building the bridges.
You fact check yourself.
I fact checked myself. I think I may have.
Wow.
I didn't make it up. There's a memory, and I'm probably gonna find out that the memory is just a scene from a movie with Harrison Ford or something. But
We
couldn't
believed
find
you. We believed you hook, line, and
I
sinker.
don't want anybody going out there trying to throw wrenches off bridges.
Just
and-
throw something down.
Wow,
you'll
You
be
fall off at the
fine.
same time as someone. Push
It
them.
does work though. Maybe it was just a thing they were coached to do, and it wasn't
maybe.
a specific tool. But anyway,
Bill was like, hey, if you fall, throw this wrench down.
Don't scream.
Don't scream. Don't scream. It'll be really
Hold it
embarrassing.
together.
Yeah. You're a man.
Get your tool belt off.
It's the 30s or whenever the bridge was built.
You know, probably fall less if they don't have that bowling ball they're carrying around to drop
Yeah.
in the water ahead of them.
Well, they're in a league after work. Where else are they going to put it? Can't leave a loose bowling ball on the ground. It's unsafe.
Alex, you want to give your new update? Non-update update?
That was the goose
That's
thing.
what I meant to say.
That was the goose.
Oh, that was the goose?
That was the goose.
We already did it?
The update is I didn't get a goose. So
did you get a gander?
I did get a couple ganders. Or the non-update is I didn't get a goose, but the update is people were like, hey, this is where you get a goose. One Mike Cronin, he texts me, he goes, hey, bud, I'm your goose guy. He
Is
just
that right?
sends me, he goes, hey, I'm your goose guy. You need a goose. I can't believe you
Yeah.
hit me up. I'm your goose guy. And I go, oh, yeah? And then the next text I get back from is, I lied about being your goose guy. I thought there was some gooses. There's some geese. There are not. And then he sent me a very funny yard bird and a yard frog statue. So
Oh, very fun.
I got a line on those. I might
That's
be
pretty good.
might be getting
Well, I think the
those.
real issue is you led the audience astray by lying to them.
I
by
did not
saying
lie.
it's $700, by saying
It's
that you
expensive.
put forth any effort.
I put forth all the effort.
When you say it's $700 and then people go, "Hey, I found one for $200," they think
Uh-huh.
that's a great deal.
no, what
yeah,
they
would
did,
teach you something.
what they did is what you did, where you sent a picture of you sent me a picture of a plastic goose off Amazon, where I saw that. But you know what it is? Not what I need or
How
want.
much are the concrete gooses?
The geeses are about $250 to $300 to get it to California, which is more than I wanted to spend because I was also buying a $200 to $300 sewing
So you're
machine.
saying that purchasing it and shipping it is $250 to $300.
Yeah.
So that's the price to beat.
And
Mhm.
sometimes
Less than half of what you said the cost of the goose was.
you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not allowed to tell a story on the podcast. I forgot.
I mean, I didn't realize.
I forgot
We're just
we could only do
lying to
Andy's
the audience.
anti-jokes.
Do you guys know
form
how
of story.
geese, geese fly in a V?
Uh-huh.
You ever notice how one of the sides of the V is always longer than the other side?
Yeah, what is that?
There's more birds on that side.
This guy. You know what? No more anti-joke Reddit for you, Andy.
Anti-joke, man.
No more
I saw
anti-joke.
that anti-joke on Reddit.
I'm watching this newest season of Alone on Hulu. They're up there in Canada, as they always are. But there's this one scene in one of the episodes where all of the contestants go outside, and there are literally thousands of Canadian geese flying over top of their head. They're filming. It's incredible. And my thought was, that's what that looks like now. But you go back like 200 years where there's more abundance of more abundant wildlife.
They go back in time this year?
They go back in time. Yeah, they're doing this. It's all
That'd be
black
a fun
and white.
season, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would be super fun.
Yeah, you do different time periods.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Andy read a lot of anti-jokes to have one that naturally came up in conversation about the geese.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
That's
feels like
kismet, baby.
if just a topic comes up, he may just have an anti-joke
I might.
locked and loaded.
But that anti-joke at some point, it's just talking. We're just having a conversation. It's not an anti-joke. We're just talking about stuff. What else is on that rundown?
You know why hair doesn't grow up?
Why is that?
You know that?
No, why is that?
That's like you do when you're a kid. You know why your hair goes down instead of up, and you know why hair doesn't go up, and they go no, and then you pull their hair up, and you go because it hurts.
No, that's bullying, is what you described. That's bullying.
Oh, I like bullying humor.
Yeah. You're a bully. Well, what do you got, Andy? What's on that?
Well, I got it.
Wistful side.
Sorry. How about a shout out? You guys want to hear a shout out from the Backyard Gang?
Love a shout out.
This one's for you, Alex. This is a shout out for you.
This for
This
me?
is giving you some kudos.
Oh, hell yeah,
This is
dude.
giving Alex some kudos right here on this shout out.
Kudo me
I
up.
don't know if anybody else has a shout out. This one comes from,
Where's kudos come from?
you guessed it, Reddit.
Somebody
I think
look that
a
out.
granola bar. There's a granola bar.
That can't be where it comes from.
It was a granola bar that came out that was really good, and then
Give you a
people just
granola
started
bar.
using it.
I do think you're right about that, though.
Okay, here it is from Reddit from Fried RFN.
Oh, I love it already.
Alex Stone, linchpin of the pod.
Whoa.
How about that?
Wow.
Linchpin of the pod.
Wow.
I believe this post is in reference to when Tommy and I did Zoom.
Yeah.
Tommy and I did a Zoom. Who knew that the linchpin to a podcast titled The Backyard Hang was not Tommy in his backyard, but Alex knowing how to set up the Rodecaster Pro to record the podcast?
Hell yeah.
I just thought he was there for the sexy pants.
Hey.
Look at you, man.
That's a
Look at
kudo
you.
within a kudo.
Look at you.
That's two kudos, baby. That's two granola
Do we have some
bars.
issues on that, or is it just because we had to Zoom? Which we also
Just
didn't
because we
Zoom.
Zoomed,
We
yeah.
did it through.
We did it. Oh,
Zencaster?
yeah, whatever.
I bet you guys
Zencaster.
did it bad, though.
Zencaster. You know, Zoom's just become the thing.
I bet you did a bad job of it, though. You know, it was probably like
a lot of guys like
choppy.
Alex. You're in like a booth somewhere,
Hmm?
and then they talk like when we go, "Hey, what does Alex think about that?"
Oh,
You
you
should
saying
try
I gotta
that
move to
format.
the booth?
We
Well,
can try that for.
You're gonna
Can
build
you
me
go
a booth?
sit in that?
You get inside this construction that we made here to make sure the equipment doesn't overheat.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Does this show up on the camera? It is pretty cool that we do that.
No, I could
It's in a little
pan
fort
over there
over
at the end. You know, I heard that the linchpin to love is trust, and monogamy is a monogamist. Will Smith.
Is that Will Smith?
That's Will Smith.
I was
What's
worried
that
it was,
from?
I was worried it was Diddy.
I don't know. That's from one of his. It's definitely from Big Willie style, but somebody look that up.
There was a thing, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but Michael Jackson, just some horrific allegations, and then you go, "Oh man, the body of work." But personally, I'm like, it's different to me. I don't like it. I'm trying not to have a lot of Michael Jackson going. Then you go, oh, Bill Cosby, horrific thing.
Mhm.
God damn, there's a show. Bill Cosby is a comedic legend. But you know what? I'll make the sacrifice. It's going to be hard. I can live without that art. And then P. Diddy, and I was like, fine.
All right. Okay, dodge
Like,
this
is there
one.
something
Yeah.
P. Diddy has done
think,
that
I
I'm
think
going to be
that-
missing?
I'll be missing you.
Yeah, you just don't listen to his part in that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
I think I'll be missing you might have
I'll-
been voted like the senior song at my high school.
That
maybe.
was,
I might be wrong.
Well,
but I
it's-
think it was.
It's massive. There's some new, completely not substantiated. Here's what I'm going for.
Mhm.
Everything when you do something like this, people go, the rumor mill starts, and then one of the rumor mills on the internet is that he offed his buddy.
Whoa.
P. Diddy killed his friend?
Biggie.
Biggie
Biggie?
Smalls?
That's the internet rumor right
That
now.
is huge if
It was
true.
P. Diddy the whole time?
I think there's some P.
It's a game
Diddy
of Clue.
Tupac rumors. There's some P.
Man.
Diddy.
Wow. I tried to. It was
Let's
for
get to the bottom of it.
a while. I tried to get a bit off the ground of. Could you imagine being one of P. Diddy's other friends that died? Just getting no love. Just only talking about this one.
I
guy.
remember the thing about that song is they use, it's the Police song.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the members of the band, the Police.
Sting?
No, not Sting.
Hmm.
Said they were driving. They said they're driving down the road there, and they hear the song come up, and he goes, "Oh shit, that's our song. Like that sounds like our song." And then he realizes like, "Oh shit, this guy's just kind of like using." And then he goes, "That's me playing." And he realizes that they didn't even recreate the track.
Really?
They used the original track, for which he got $0.
That doesn't
Well, it
seem
feels
fair.
like you could have sued. I mean, there's
That was his point of
lawsuits.
view.
You got to sue.
Oh, yeah. I thought that when someone does a sample like that, the original person does get paid.
Sting got paid.
Only Sting.
That's what this
Only
guy
the
said.
writer of the song. but
Well,
not
it's
the
whoever
performer on the track. Huh?
yeah, whoever holds
Wow.
the. Was it the publishing? Not the
Publishing?
The other one. The other one. What's the other one? There's two. Publishing, songwriting,
Clearinghouse.
Publishers Clearinghouse. Yeah,
Yeah.
They still around?
I think so.
I like to get a job with
I
them.
think because you know what I found out still around was driving the other day.
Driving? Yeah.
Driving, we drove. We're at a stoplight. We look up to the second floor of this strip mall. Jenny Craig still
Jenny
around.
Craig's still out there.
Jenny Craig.
Oh, Jenny
still
Craig's
around.
got
Ladies out.
ads.
She's still around. There's a Jenny Craig store in Glendale.
Ads and abs. She's been in the game for a long time.
Good, goddamn right.
I bet Jenny Craig's old now.
I wouldn't have known she was still with us. If I'm being perfectly
You don't think
honest,
so?
I'm not trying to kill
You
anybody
thought she
off.
may have lost so much weight she's not around?
Yeah, she's negative. She went down.
She went negative.
She went negative.
I think Wendy Liebman does it a bit. It's really great. She's like, I'm dying. I'm trying to get back to my birth weight.
Pretty fun.
Like Wendy Liebman.
That's
a
pretty fun.
joke. That's not an anti-joke.
Oh, guys, I went to the doctor the other day, and
What'd the doctor say?
you know that they
no more.
no more monkeys jumping on the bed. You stand on the scale, they weigh you, and then they say, "Well, this is how tall you are." Guess how tall I am? Exactly 6 feet tall.
You wearing shoes?
They wrote it on the chart.
You wearing
6 feet tall.
shoes?
That's my point. Is in shoes, I'm 6 feet tall. That was my point.
It's interesting. I thought you were telling people you were 6'1".
I mean, if I get you get these shoes, I get these Tic Tac short guy shoes you're wearing. Boost me up a little bit more.
If we're doing that, my I'm 5'10".
Okay,
If
that's
everybody's
great.
adding an inch,
I'm okay with that. Because when are you not wearing shoes? You know what I mean?
I don't know. When you're barefoot?
When you go on a date, which is I think the only
Do you
time
have
that
your
this
hat on?
matters. Nope, take the hat off.
I don't like this. I
Take
need
the hat off.
to
Exactly 6 feet tall.
I've measured you with my phone, which is
You
science.
should have got a doctor's note. That would have been
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I took a
You
picture of
come
my
up with a
chart, but
doctor's
also
note?
my bad blood pressure is on the chart. So
You got bad blood pressure?
I got a little bit high blood pressure. I got a little bit high cholesterol.
You got high
I
cholesterol, huh?
got high cholesterol, bad blood pressure. But my good friend Sally Brooks told me that I think I said this to you guys, they brought what constitutes high cholesterol down. They lowered it. They lowered the
What did you
bar.
find out when you researched that? Because obviously you don't just take a friend who's not a doctor.
100% I do.
Oh, you just took her
that's how I
at her
live my
word?
life, dude.
Oh,
Someone
okay.
says something to me, I walk around with that like it's fact.
Especially if
I do
already
zero
agree with
fact
it.
checking.
So you just-
Exactly right.
Sally Brooks, just a lawyer, comedian,
Yeah.
author, many things, none of which a doctor.
I trust.
And you're like, yeah, I'm fine.
I trust my friends implicitly. I'm not doing it. It's more fun to live your life where you hear a fun fact. Just let that be a fun fact. Why am I going
Yeah.
to ruin
What's
it by
the deal with
Googling?
cholesterol? You go and you pop high. The worst case is they give you pills, right?
They give
I
you
mean,
some
aside from
pills to
dying.
lower it, but my doctor was like, "This is in a place where you could lower it with diet." He goes, you start eating better, try to avoid dairy, fried foods. He goes, chips. You can have like a little chips, but don't like have all the chips. I thought it was funny. You have a
Man,
little
I
chips.
love chips.
I love chips too. We just got those.
What's wrong with
voodoo
the
chips.
cholesterol medicine?
Well, it's
Well, there's
just
side effects. And then it's also you just have to be on it for forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Once you're on it forever?
Well, I took it and then stopped taking it, but
Oh, interesting. That doesn't seem to be the case at all.
I don't know that it doesn't like fix you, you know. If you try to, if you're able to do it with your diet, I think that's better, you know, speaking as not a doctor, because now you fixed it when you don't need this pill.
And blood pressure is the same thing. They want you to stop eating chips,
salt, stress. I don't know, those some other ones. Yeah.
This diagnosis was stressing me out.
I've been trying.
Yeah.
Woo, I've been trying, Doc. I've been trying.
Were you hooked up to it and you watch it come down when you saw that you were 6 foot tall?
Yeah, everything got a little bit easier.
Oh my God.
That's when the nerves really kicked in.
Clean up.
Get your height. I'm on a patio this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm on a dog patio. Brunch patio. Okay. I got my dog and the dog we're watching.
You going out for brunch?
Our dog, yeah.
What are you, fucking 22? Who's going out for brunch?
I go to brunch pretty regularly.
I love going out for brunch. That's a young man's game. I feel like going out for brunch.
I feel like it's an old man's game. Young men aren't up in time for brunch.
No, it's hot 20-somethings. They're going out. They're getting their mimosas. They're talking about the night before, who went home with who.
I think
I love brunch.
I'm gonna go middle. I'm gonna go middle of you guys, and I'm gonna say brunch is the thing you do in your 30s.
It's a 30 man's game.
It's a 30 man's game. Because in your 20s, you're partying too hard. You wake up. You're not saying let's go to brunch, but when you're 30, you got a job. You're like, hey, let's go to brunch tomorrow. We're making plans. Then when you're in your 40s and above, you're like, I don't want to
go out.
Make a reservation to eat an egg. You start to realize how much eggs cost.
Go to Costco. You're getting your eggs anywhere but Costco. You're wasting your money.
Are they organic?
You can get organic, free range. You get whatever you want. They got it at Costco.
You got to be careful with these free range, though. You got to get pasture raised, Alex.
Why?
Free range, they say that if they like let them out of the cage for 5 minutes, they can say legally it's free range or something like that. So you need pasture range. The pasture range ones, they are allowed to roam throughout the day.
How long till I find out that you let them out for 25 minutes? Where does it end, Andy? Let me enjoy my eggs. Eggs are expensive.
Honestly, did the doctor say you're supposed to eat less eggs with all your wild numbers?
The doc, I think eggs and cholesterol don't jive, so you are supposed to.
That goes back and forth, though. What'd your doctor
sometimes
say?
It's good for you. Eggs.
He didn't bring up eggs. He said dairy. He said dairy and this chips thing.
So why did he say chips? Were you eating chips when he was talking to you?
I think he loves chips because he was like, you can have some chips, but just like a little handful of chips is fine.
So we're on a patio. We're getting brunch. It's lovely. I think brunch is my favorite meal to eat out. I love brunch.
Okay. Sweet or savory brunch?
Savory.
Savory?
I like to eat out at the Y.
MCA?
Huh? Andy got it.
Yeah,
I didn't get it.
It's a sexual innuendo.
You're
a little young for that one, maybe. You haven't heard of that yet.
Haven't been allowed to do that for a decade.
All right, I'm not allowed to get into it.
We're on this brunch patio, and our dogs are being good. We got food. Dogs aren't bugging us. The dogs are just laying down, being good. They're being so good, so cute. I'll show you guys a photo. The other people are walking by, taking their cameras out, sneaking photos of these dogs. These dogs are being so cute.
Yeah.
And then this other couple comes by. There's a table open next to us. It's a seat yourself place. Table open next to us. And then there's a table on the other end of the patio. In my mind, I'm like, well, they're definitely going to the other end of the patio because they have this big, giant dog. There's 2 dogs here being good. They're going to go to the other end, but they don't. They sit down right by us. The guy is facing forward. His dog is walking behind him, fucking with our dogs. Like in their face, sniffing them, crawls over one to get to the other. Now there's barking. And it's like, well, all right. And then he gets his dog back, and then another dog walks by, and his dog lunges at that dog. This guy never said anything to us. Never said anything to the other people. I was, and then it calmed down.
Is he by himself?
Everything was fine. No, he was with a lady.
Were they hot?
Neither one of the lady was good looking. The guy was good looking. Yeah, it was a good looking couple that had no dog etiquette whatsoever.
What kind of dog was this?
I would say 30.
Okay,
that's brunch
Boy
age.
for Tommy. Yeah.
Big fluffy white dog. Don't know what kind it was. One of these white dogs.
How big?
Yeah.
Entitled. Bigger than Darwin. Bigger than Darwin. Yeah.
That's a big dog.
Probably 70 pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Or 60 pounds and fluffy.
I got a problem with people.
Yeah. What do you do? What do you say to this guy?
I think you go, hey, your dog is bothering our dogs.
Look at these dogs laying there so good.
These look like good dogs.
Look at those dogs right
cute.
there. Look at those dogs. They're being so good.
I got a problem with people that take their dogs out in public, that you have to know the temperament of your dog. You have to know the temperament of your dog. And also you need to be sensitive, where a lot of people bring out their dogs. They'll let their dog run around, go up to any dog that you want. And sometimes like your dog's a good dog, but maybe my dog not okay with that. You know what I mean? You got to be sensitive to how other people are trying to, get out and live their life with their dog who doesn't love other dogs that much. Where I think you got to keep your dog, you got to keep your shit tight when you bring your dog out in public. You got to fucking keep it tight, dude.
This guy with me was at 2 strikes. One more thing, I was going to say something. I was going to say one thing. And then after it all ended, I wish I would have said something after the first or second thing. In my mind, I wanted to be like, hey, could you make your dog lay by you and not bother our dogs? And then when he goes, they're just saying hi. That's when I say, we're having brunch. This isn't a dog park. They don't need to say hi.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
How about
you
this?
didn't say it.
Well, you misheard. Our dogs are saying bye. How about that? I feel that's pretty good. Go back in time.
Good. When the phone's not ringing, baby, that's me, not Colin. That's a line from a movie. I believe I think it's David Spade. Interested in a gal and something, and he goes, and I just said to her, when the phone's not ringing, baby, that's me, not Colin. And the guy goes, you said that? He goes, I just thought of it, but I was like, and for whatever reason, it's really stuck with me.
Key and Peele sketch. I said, bitch.
They're in a tree.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys do with your dog? You take your dogs out?
We can't take our dog out. Our dog is not a go out to a brewery, go out in public kind of dog. Our dog's sweet, little, well-behaved angel inside, but outside is a different story. So
Miley and Jolene ever go out?
Miley is excited, barking at dogs, kind of trying to, but she has the way she plays with Jolene is not fun for a dog on the street. So I
don't even think it's fun
tighten
for
her
Jolene.
leash. Jolene doesn't like it. I tighten her leash. I pull her up. I try to be like I try to go, you know what? I know what kind of dog this is, and I'm gonna make sure it doesn't do anything to make other dogs uncomfortable.
You keep your shit tight. That's what I'm saying. You keep your shit tight when you take these dogs.
We walked the dogs and got ice cream yesterday. And the dog we're watching.
What is your life like?
We're getting brunch. We're getting ice cream. We're getting ice cream with these dogs. And the dog has like some tummy problems, so it's on a strict diet.
Yeah.
This dog would not stop licking the ground at the ice cream place. Just constantly licking the ground. It's hard to stop a dog from licking the ground.
Yeah.
It's real hard.
Well, especially a place where kids and
there's ice cream all over the ground.
Yeah. Kids and Tommy John against are dropping ice cream all over the ground.
Scoop.
Just dropping it everywhere. That's a real treat you gave. I think if your dog's got tummy problems, you can let it lick the ground where there were traces of ice cream. I think let it live.
Did it get diarrhea?
No, it's fine.
Ground
fine.
They can eat the ground.
Lick that ground.
Strong constitution this dog has. Can eat the ground. Still all right. What else you got on that?
Well, I'm housing. We were watching the stuff.
Right.
Housing. You guys ever house sit? You've house sat.
I've house sat this house before.
This house. You ever house sit, Tommy?
Never house sat.
Never house sat. You ever sat in a house?
So.
Never house sat. I'm going out of town soon. You want to?
Oh, there you go.
Give it a shot.
You haven't lived.
I find something interesting about house sitting, especially when you're house sitting in a place that's nicer than your place. And this place is, by all accounts, much nicer than our place. I still miss my place.
Do you?
I miss it. Yeah. I miss knowing where everything is. I miss like knowing like something spilled. I know where the stuff is to clean it. I miss the bidet most of all.
Sure. Absolutely.
I mean, I say this place is nicer than mine, but doesn't have bidets. So
what are they doing?
What are they doing?
Just spending a lot of them. They're going broke on toilet paper.
They got 4 bathrooms over there, but none of them have a bidet. Might as well have 0 bathrooms.
Do you have any? Yeah.
We were watching football, and there's this ad for a new Charmin toilet paper where it has like a wavy place to, and it's like no more ripping, and it's kind of like the old. It's the typical like the old way. Oh God, this sucks, and people struggling to rip toilet paper. They're like, look at this new way,
they can't rip it,
and also it's like shitting on their own product, which mostly has the straight line perforated edges. So
remember we used to have it where you had to get scissors out. You want to get some toilet paper off?
You have to put all of it in your butt. So I felt like we were done with toilet paper, and then someone goes, I wonder if if so many people have bidets now that it's negatively affected the toilet paper industry. And I'm like, that actually kind of makes sense. I would say half the people I know who shit have bidets.
All right.
What about the people that don't shit?
Get broken up about this.
Do you have a bidet?
We got bidets. Andy gave me the reason I got a bidet is because Andy bought 2 bidets. He gave me one of his bidets. Now I got Andy's old bidet at my place, and
it's hooked up.
It's hooked up. We're converting people. My mom came to visit. Now my mom's got a bidet.
Mom got
one too.
Mom's got a bidet. Charmin, I feel like this is a Blockbuster situation where they could have become Netflix, but they were like, no, we make our money on late fees. They need to get in the bidet game. They need to start making bidets.
That's a completely different business,
Same thing. If you break it down,
very different business.
Same thing. It's all butts. Once you're in butts, dude, you're in butts. It's all butts, baby. I think here's what I miss when I house it is when it comes time to go to bed. I miss my bed and my sleep environment. That I don't love when I'm house sitting. But I like I'm walking a mile in everyone else's shoes. What kind of snacks have they got? I like living in their neighborhood.
Yeah,
for
I'm
a little
dipping
while.
in their snacks. I had a pudding the other day. I can't tell you the last time I had a pudding.
Chocolate or the
chocolate pudding?
two colors?
They had a little snack pack in the thing.
Do they say before they leave?
I was like, this might go bad.
Whatever's here.
Yeah.
Do you have whatever snacks you want?
Yeah, they said
they're
any
gone
snacks,
long
any
enough.
booze, you can have anything.
Any snacks, any booze? Have you had some booze?
We haven't had any booze yet. They got some booze in there too.
Drink some booze.
They got some booze in there.
They got any wine?
They got wine.
Tell me about it.
I might bring you a few bottles.
I'd love to hear about it. Oh, update for the pod. These guys know about it. I went to Trader Joe's to try and get this hot viral pumpkin spice wine. Don't make the same mistake I did, guys. It's gone. If you didn't get it, you can't.
I can't believe you were trying to buy it.
It's gone.
It was so good. I wanted more to try it, and we just made a fool out of ourselves.
I think, and I don't think I'm speaking out of school here, but I think it's because we promoted it on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sold out.
Did we promote it? I thought it was terrible.
No, we
promoted it.
Andy and I promoted it.
I'm not even sure you had a sip.
You were the 5th dentist.
I had a sip, and it was terrible. And it just stunk. I feel like it probably killed or got rid of all the mosquitoes that day.
Well, then why is this candle back out if that was the case?
The mosquitoes are all milling around. Like, I wonder if they got any more pumpkin spice wine. I already was out.
I'm thirsty.
I got have it at the.
I got this nose specifically made for drinking. Now, how much longer are you going to be sitting in this house?
Like another week and a half.
How many more rooms left do you have to have sex in? you get you like a little advent calendar. You do one a day.
Yeah, we do one a day. Yeah, just knocking it out.
Mm-hmm. You do outside on the roof.
The first day.
Are you up
did outside on the roof?
That's how we let them know that we're doing it. They see it on the ring.
Are we over under 4 rooms right now?
Yeah, over under 4 rooms.
This is the kind of thing that should be on the Patreon episode.
No. This is
this is not a main. If you ever sign up for our Patreon, not only do you get a stand-up special by Tommy that's never been released, not only do you get an extra episode every week, a Thursday episode. Not only do you get access to the video before anyone else ever gets the video, you'll also get to find out how many rooms in my friend's house I had sex in. Yes. But I will not reveal that on the main.
We'll also
on the main
tune in
podcast.
This Thursday.
We also, we do have a hot goss, but we've never named it that. But I think we gossip more on that. We say names sometimes.
We gossip.
We do name names a little bit. We gossip a little bit more.
Here's the thing on this house sitting. Do you go back to your house in between? Like, are you making
we're not very
stops?
far. Not as much as I thought I would, but after the podcast today, I'm going to go just do laundry at my house. Just like a weird thing. Tori did laundry at their house, and she's like, it's kind of weird that none of my clothes smell like me now.
So bring your own detergent, right?
Laundry, bring your own detergent. But I mean, we're trying to make some money.
But you said that
use their detergent and stuff.
You've said you don't like the way Tori smells, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or is that a Patreon?
No, that's Patreon only.
That's
I only
our
talk about that on the Patreon.
Sorry about that, Andy. Yeah, that's our mistake.
My wife smells lovely.
What you guys, Tide Pod fam?
We use Tide Pods, yeah.
Yeah, Tide Pods. What do you
Tide
guys
Pods.
use over here? You get Tide Pods?
We get the old school juice, baby.
Oh,
using the juice?
Yeah.
Tide juice.
Why do you need a pod? You got the juice.
Grape juice.
We got the Tide juice.
All our clothes are purple.
It's easier to drink.
Was that the thing where people eat Tide Pods or Dish Pods?
Tide Pods.
Tide Pods.
Was that even real?
It was real, dude.
I saw Alex do it once.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember that? Alex did it.
And Alex do it. Yeah. No, I believe it was real because all the social media companies banded together. They were like, any videos of people actually doing this, we're taking them down.
What's
Do people die?
Can Alex do it a thing? That was a thing, or
yeah, it was.
Yeah, I did like 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, I did 5 or 6.
It was an incredibly popular.
Could I eat a Tide Pod? Could I dunk? Could I do a bicycle kick? You know,
Tommy,
I couldn't do it.
You know what I'm excited about? This new segment, Could You Rather? An old twist on a Would You Rather.
Little twist on a Could You Rather. A little. Here's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to do the regular segment, it's purely hypothetical, and the idea is gonna be presented with 2 scenarios. Oops, my bad. That's my scenario.
No, I won't fuck a scary hoe. That's the next line. That's really the line in the song.
Who is that? What is that?
Ludacris.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull it up here. I can do it by memory, but I'm gonna pull it up here just because I'm pretty frustrated with how the notes are organized in this phone.
Word, bitch. Better trust and believe it. I just think I get a nut.
We get it. You're the freestyle guy.
He's a freestyle. He's a karaoke guy now. So the bit would be you present 2 scenarios. I'm gonna say, could you rather? Which one of these could you do in your mind? And then you can get into some deets of how we do it.
Oops, my bad. I was thinking Trick Daddy.
Anyway,
it honestly was what I was thinking.
Could you coach an NFL team to a 12-win season, or produce a movie with a budget of $15 million that makes $150 million at the box office?
Here's my questions immediately. Who are my coordinators, and what is my cast in the film?
Okay. This is you. These are not questions. These are not questions for us. These are questions for you.
Well, I need to know if I got the best coordinators in the NFL. I got I don't even know who the hot ones are.
Bill Belichick's son.
I got Bill Belichick's son. I get that offensive coordinator from the Lions that decided to come back for another season. I get him as my offensive coordinator. I got Steve Spagnuolo as my defensive coordinator. And then that goes down the line. I want the best of the best as my special teams. I want my strength and conditioning coach to be good. Also, I need a strong roster. You give me the Kansas. If you give me the Kansas City Chiefs as is, you take Andy Reid away. You give his playbook to somebody else because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just there for vibes. I'm a locker room guy. I think definitely.
No, you're a head coach of an NFL team.
Yeah, but part of being a head coach is keeping the vibes light.
You're Ted Lasso that thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Ted Lasso.
What you're doing in this, and I'm not saying you're. I think you're kind of overlooking something. What you're doing is saying head coaches don't matter.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
because if you're saying if I could just go do the Chiefs right now and they would be 12 wins.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
Here's the thing: is what part of being a manager. A coach is being a steady hand. You know what I mean? You don't waver. People look to you for confidence. Okay. After a loss, they go, are we going to be okay? After a win, they need perspective. I'm that guy. I'm right here. I'm right in the middle.
Everybody in the locker room just looking down at you like you're the kid from Rookie of the Year.
I'm standing on a chair. You think I'm just going to give this speech from the floor? I'm perched up, dude. I'd probably do it from somebody's shoulders.
I think it's wild that you think you could just do it with the great, because we've seen teams with players and coordinators not work and they fire the head coach. I need to know some things you're going to do as a head coach.
I just told you
that aren't just Rookie of the Year.
I'm doing Ice Cream Mondays. After a win, we do Ice Cream Mondays. People fucking love Ice Cream Mondays. I'm doing movie Saturdays where people think we're going to be watching game film. I just put on a classic film.
You're picking head coach over movie.
Huh? Yeah, absolutely.
So if I give you the Bengals right now, as is.
Yeah. Well, don't give me the Bengals. The Bengals are kind of scuffling right now. I'm saying give me the Chiefs. Give me the 3-0 Kansas City Chiefs. I think I take them.
You're 0-0.
Huh? And are you gonna, if you take over the Chiefs right now, are you going to continue doing the payments to the refs that you've said that they've been doing?
Goddamn right I am. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Andy. You know what I mean? That's part of my winning culture I've
I
built
think
here.
You're wildly underestimating what a head coach does, because so far you've said nothing that a head coach would do that you are doing.
You're overvaluing coaches and you're undervaluing players is what you're doing. I think you could tell Patrick Mahomes that he can't win 12 games with me as head coach. See what he says to you. You know what I'm saying? I think
Has Patrick Mahomes won 12 games every year he's been in the league?
I think so. I believe so. I'm willing to bet.
I think that's possible.
Andy's hat.
How many games are in the season? 17? This is a nice hat. You sure about that?
Used to be 16.
I think he's won 12 games every year he's been in the league. I mean, he's
What
won
is it?
3 Super Bowls already? I mean, I'm willing to bet he's won 12
I'm saying
games.
12 regular season games.
Yeah, every time he's been in the league. And I think he does that.
You know what I think? You know what I think is going to happen here? I think the internet's going to eat you up. They're going to eat you up because this is crazy to me that you're saying that you are just as good as Andy Reid.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm as good as Andy Reid.
Andy Reid wins 12 games. You're literally saying you're equally as good as Andy Reid.
I get to keep his playbook. I get to keep, all of the offense.
That's my point. You're not going to know what the fuck you're looking at.
I pass it off. I know my limitations.
So
That's
Andy
part
Reid
of being a great
doesn't
leader.
matter.
I'm saying I give that to the next.
How do you find?
I bring back Eric Bieniemy. I give him the playbook. I say, hey, bud, take us home.
By the way,
I'm there for fucking vibes.
This is how much racism is present in the NFL. You're a head coach and Bieniemy's an assistant coordinator.
That's systemic. That's not me. I'm not. Don't blame that on me.
I can't even find. Where do you find the season splits on these? There's no version.
Well, look up when his rookie season
for the
was.
coach over the director is the coach. You could be playing Madden and get a better. You're like,
not a director.
Virtual.
Not a director.
Not the director.
Producing.
Producing.
I
produce it. That's what I'm pick.
You're underestimating the role of a producer here.
Then I get to pay everyone. What's the producer doing that's not paying the people?
You're securing deals. You're landing
so here's
actors.
What you're doing.
I'm a deal man. You ever been in a room with me before?
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna also pick producer because I think the first thing I'm gonna do.
Also, I feel like it needs to be something else other than movie producer because we're kind of in that arena already. You're coming to that with.
Find another fucking segment and then make it something else.
Okay.
This isn't. Could you rather be a coach or come up with a different second one? We have a second one. We don't need a different one. But I think it's also hard.
It is
$15 million.
Yeah.
I think I could. I think I'd be good at finding a good script.
That's the first thing you got to do.
I find a great
You're
script.
off to a hot start. You find a great script.
Well, here's why I think you guys are wrong.
I think movie stars don't matter as
I'll
much
let you
anymore,
answer.
but I do
I'll
spend a little bit of money on a name that's going to get some butts in the seats.
Here's why I think you're wrong: is that how many great movies have you seen that don't make money? It's so much of that is out of your control. Where it's just like, what else came out that weekend? How was the advertising?
You're saying this like no team has ever won fewer than 12 games. That's also
I'm talking about me running the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm good. I think I talked to Taylor Swift. I say, hey, maybe we do like a little concert for the team to keep the vibes light. I don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Interesting because Taylor Swift's starring in my movie.
Is that right? Wow. All right, that's gonna fuck up my schedule.
Here's the thing Andy's gonna have as the producer. He's gonna pick a great script. You're not going to be able to pay a lot of money to a big name actor because you only have $15 million, but you can go to them and like your typical producer and the way we're running things now is like the producer's like, I'll give you, 5% of the thing. I'll give you this.
Yeah, give them a point.
You go to the whole thing. You go, I'll give you 40% of the fucking profits. If this movie makes $150 million, I'll give you 50% of it.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be in it.
Oh, shit. You know what else I do? I'm not directing it. You know who is? Taylor Swift is directing it.
Oh, wow. You know what? You're
directing it. I'm like, hey, Tay.
Just that. You're cussing on that opening week. You're hoping you make all your money back opening weekend on the Taylor Swift name,
Most
no, I'm doing this. I'm going to go a little different route. I'm going to go to Shane Black. Because if I can get this meeting, I can get Shane Black. Or maybe I just use that model because I think Shane Black has all-time movies. I think The Nice Guys all-time movie, fantastic movie. They go, they didn't make enough money. It made a shitload of money. The problem was it cost $50 million plus $50 million in ads. I'm saying like, let's go back to this old model. James Cameron made Terminator for $5 million. Something like a long time ago. The first Lethal Weapon was not as much. You just go like, let's do that model. Because now the model is we need to make $500 million to $1 billion. And that's what everybody's doing. I'm going, hey, let's go back to your roots here. I'm gonna holler meetings with Shane Black. Maybe get one of these hot Jason Hellerman scripts.
Well, here's the thing is about, I mean, you're going more the right way where it's like you get a good script. That's great. You got a good script, but how many opportunities are there for that great script to be ruined? Where you get a director with the wrong vision, you get the cast that blows it, you get the wrong editors, you get people marketing incorrectly.
No, I go writer director.
You go writer director.
I go to someone who can write and direct it.
Who's going to act in it?
Singular vision.
Who are you getting?
Depends on what kind of flick we're looking at here.
Okay, well, it's your movie. You know what I mean? You're
So I'm going to go rom-com.
Okay.
And I'm barking up
funny romance.
I'm going to go rom-com, which I think part of the reason they're not killing it is because they need movies to make $1 billion. And I go, hey, I'm going to meet with Sandra Bullock. And I meet with Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling. Can you imagine seeing a movie? Ryan Gosling?
I can. I'm in. Look, I bought my ticket. I did my
How much did The Proposal make?
Look, Andy.
I don't know. It took place in Sitka, Alaska, though. I can tell you that.
Is that right?
It took place in
old
Sitka,
Alaska.
I met this guy that he's like, the gay guy in that movie. Character's based on me. They met me when they came here.
Is that right?
Made the whole thing.
I was
got a
so
photo
charming.
Yeah.
I got put in the movie.
I think that's
pretty fun.
Dude, worldwide, The Proposal made $317 million.
Pretty good.
Well,
in the domesticated United States of America, it made $163 million.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. There's no 12 games.
That reminds me of when I was doing Cap City a long time ago. Was talking about Friday Night Lights. I'd maybe sold a couple shows, but I'd never been in a writer's room. I didn't really know how shows were written at all. And this woman in the front row goes, I work on Friday Night Lights. And I was like, this is amazing. I'm talking to her from the stage. I'm like, what do you do? Afterwards, she comes up and she goes, I write the dialogue for the women and females on the show. And I was like, that is crazy that they break. And I just bought it, hook, line, and sinker, because I love the show so much. And it's a crazy thing to lie about.
Yeah. And it's a fun fact. That's what I'm saying. Live your life with these fun facts that are wrong. You go around telling people that? That's crazy. I'm going to tell people that. I'm going to go, do you know that they got a writer for just the female dialogue on Friday Night Lights? Isn't that insane?
You want to start bringing a fun fact every episode, Alex?
Absolutely. I will definitely.
We're not allowed to look it up?
Here's where we run into a little trouble if we're taking the proposal model. The budget was $40 million on that.
Okay. See, that's a big problem.
So, but I'm going to have to go, I think I'm going to have to go leaning into the back end and be like, I'm going to go, you need 2 stars with chemistry? I'm going
Bill Nye?
Bill Nye,
and the science
guy.
I think my dog's
You're not going to get more chemistry than that.
I got to get that door.
Okay. Well, only time will tell, but I believe that I chose the right scenario here. So when I'm,
well, when we're allowed to do this, I think I'm going to look pretty good at the premiere of my movie.
Well, when Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are carrying me off the field on their shoulders like the end of Rudy, I think, what genre are you going with?
Well, I like rom-com too. I love rom-com. I think also people love rom-coms, and there's not enough rom-coms being made anymore. They got kind of put in a bad spot there for a minute. Rom-coms became too cheesy.
Why are you guys?
They're awesome.
You're both trying to make money in a
we got a
genre that's not making money.
But we got a $15 million budget, so you got to do like weird horror or comedy.
I'm making the next to Get Out. If I'm you guys, I'm going.
But the other thing, horror is an option. But the reason they say rom-coms aren't making money is because they're trying to get rom-coms to make $1 billion or $500 million.
That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make a bunch of money.
We're trying to make $150 million.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. I forgot that's just a little bit of money. I forgot.
It is a lot less than $1 billion.
It's a mild success.
Do you know how many seconds are? If you counted to 1 million seconds, do you know how many days that is?
It's a bunch. We've done this before.
It's like 11 days. Andy, have you done this bit?
Oh yeah, I've heard this before.
How many seconds?
Is this an anti-joke?
It's not an anti-joke. It's why it's the fact that people don't understand.
Do you know how long 1 million seconds is?
How?
11 days.
Seconds.
Wow.
Oh, 11 days ish. 1 billion seconds is 31 years.
31 years.
That's the difference between a million and a billion.
You know who told him that? Me.
Is that right?
No, it's not
I don't
true.
know if you trust that.
That is not true.
I don't know if you trust that. Alex doesn't double check his facts. That's a fun fact to him.
I think I just stumbled on a new life bit. I'm gonna start doing. That's what he says. You know, told that. Me. Well, you got any tour dates coming up here, Andy?
Well, I do have some tour dates. I'm going to be at MIT. If you are listening right now and you are a student, it's students only. If you are a student at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, I will be doing stand-up at your college October 5th.
I'll be writing one math problem on the board to be solved. Come and give it your best shot.
Also going to be in Bozeman, Montana in October. Check that one out too.
Bozeman, Montana for the
Last Best Comedy Club.
Okay. That's fun. All right.
Cool spot.
Anything else? No?
Bye.
Goodbye.